This is Cape Breton Accents,
I've been here for like 5 years. It just feels like home away from home.
a podcast hosted by CBU President David Dingwall that celebrates the stories and perspectives that make our community so vibrant and unique.
Yeah, because it's important that students take part in extracurricular activities.
From campus life to global impact, we're excited to share the stories that define Cape Breton University.
CBU is family, and you're gonna love every minute of it.
On today's episode, we're joined by CBU alumni and employee, Shash. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Shashwat Trivedi. I often go by Shash, and I'm the communications and social media specialist for Cape Breton University. I'm also a proud alumni from School of Arts and Social Sciences here. I did a 3-year BA, and I've been on this island for 6 years, and every single year has been just great.
So did you enjoy your degree here at CBU?
Yes, absolutely. When I came, I had very little idea in terms of what I really wanted to do. But once I started, the professors I had, the staff that I met with, the advising staff, they helped me create sort of a better understanding of what I want to do in the future. And it was just the best.
Well, that's a good experience.
Yes, yeah.
You'll remember that for a few years yet.
Yes, yeah. The 2 years were also, for me, it was during COVID. But
During the shutdown, those were tough years for everybody at the university, and many universities encountered the same kind of challenges.
yeah, but weirdly, they were also one of my best years because even though everything was in lockdown, I felt like the people I was in contact with, my professors, the few people I worked with, the connections meant a lot more, and the connections grew stronger during that time.
So how did you find the professors? You keep referencing those.
Yeah.
How were they? Were they inspirational? Were they detailed? Did they help you? Did they want you to participate in different events?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think they were everything you just mentioned. I had Dr. Felix as one of my communications professor, and he was just completely inspiring in terms of his journey from Ghana, and it was the concepts that he had, the knowledge that he held. I wanted him to be my mentor. And
Just by the way,
yes.
he's an incredible individual.
Absolutely.
He's also the chairman of the Senate at Cape Breton University, and he serves on the board of Cape Radio.
Yes.
So his communication chops comes along quite nicely.
Yeah, they do. I also had an opportunity to do a play, a street play.
A street play?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So I was working with Dr. Sheila Christie, and I had her course, at least one course every year that I was taking for fun. But it just grew into a passion, and she hired me on as a research assistant, and we decided to put together an Indian-style street play at Lumiere, Cape Breton's art festival that happens. And we did a street play, and our goal was to talk about social issues and educate people on how the resources can be accessed and whatnot. It was one of the best times that I had.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So you're home in India,
Yes.
and you're going to decide to come across the waters to Canada,
Yep.
to the eastern part of the country,
Yeah.
and you land in Cape Breton.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose Cape Breton University?
I come from a culture that, like, coming to Canada is known, especially like big cities, and Toronto, Vancouver are the most popular destinations. And I did not want to surround myself in a big city. There's a sort of a disconnect that you have, whereas in smaller communities, you have more opportunity to connect with the community, understand culture. And Cape Breton's beautiful. There's no, no reason as to not choose to come here. But Cape Breton University was also offering some of the best communication courses that I wanted to pick. So it was a no-brainer for me.
Good, good. So tell us about your transition from a student to alumni and now to an employee at Cape Breton University.
Yeah, so the department I work with, I had an opportunity to be a co-op student, and in fact, I just recently learned from Peggy Orton, the student placement officer at the time, who helped me get that position as a co-op student, that I was the first co-op student to work off campus with other organizations. So there was a project at Highland Arts Theatre called Tell Your Story, and I was a co-op student working for that project. Luckily, that also meant connection with the department that I work for now. And when I graduated, luck be on my side, and there was a position open, and I applied, and they found me interesting, and they said, come on over.
Oh, yeah. I think they found you very talented.
Thank you.
That's why they hired you.
Thank you.
So, in terms of coming from India, how did you embrace the culture here? Because it's quite different in India as opposed to Cape Breton.
Yeah, it is different, but it is also similar at the same time. You have a square dance, and the place I come from, we have something called garba, which is, you stand and it's kind of like a square dance, but with sticks. It's like you make music out of the sticks and at the rhythm of the song, kind of like clapping, but instead of using your hands, you use the sticks to do that. When I moved here, the connections I made, it was immediate with some of the locals, and I started living with them, and it was in Balls Creek of all places. And it was very interesting to be in rural Cape Breton, living with 2 dogs and 2 cats, and it was just the best. The family was also very much, they counted me as their own, and I felt the need to do the same. People are very warm here, and there's, it's just so much easier to just become a part of their community, no matter what it is, theater or family or whatever it may be, work. Yeah.
So I'm led to believe that you have a certain passion for whales. Tell us about that.
Well, I just find them fascinating. When I learned that they were mammals who decided to just go back to the water, and they have a certain story of perseverance to it. So I really, really enjoyed the evolutionary story. And then,
where did you first see them?
I did not see them like in real life, but I've been told there are boat tours that happen around Cape Breton Island that take you to see a whale. So hopefully this summer, absolutely.
Good. They're interesting animals. Eh?
Yes, absolutely.
Very much. So tell us your path towards securing permanent residency here in Canada. What was that like?
So I'm still in the middle of we're applying for my permanent residence.
But you made application, have you not?
Yes, yeah. So I'll be waiting to hear more. But working here and being part of Cape Breton has certainly been very helpful in terms of understanding what Canada really is beyond the big cities that everybody knows of. And that is something that is seen in the government's plans as well. They recently announced a pilot program for rural immigration as well. And I think that is where the balance can sort of come forth in Canada.
So as a communications professional now, why do you think it's important to share firsthand stories about students and alumni of Cape Breton University?
I think that I like to think back to the first thing that we did as humans when we discovered fire, and that was to tell stories to each other. And it is such a innate human thing to do, and it's tapping into that feeling and seeing others, seeing yourself in others is what helps people the most. And it is absolutely important, the kind of stories we tell, and where we tell them and who we tell them to, because that forges our path forward, and it's absolutely important to tell.
Well, thank you for joining with me. You're a very, very interesting young man, and I know you're going to continue to do well here at CBU as a professional and then beyond.
Thank you.
So on behalf of all of us, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.